Well, hey everyone, my name is Dane Maxwell, and I have a goal for you listening today. For you to be your happiest self. And I'm not talking about happy because you went to a movie or spent the day with your friends or had a great party. I'm talking about the happiness you get when you face yourself. And to do that, today I want to tell you about a secret. Now, before I tell you about the secret, let me show you how this video works. First, I'm going to teach a topic. Second, I'm going to sing a song on it. Instruction plus music. Welcome to Music with a Deeper Message. I hope you like it. And let me just apologize for the use of the word secret. I'm not hoarding something like Smeagol from Lord of the Rings. I'm talking about a legitimate secret. A secret is defined as known by few. And few people I've ever met can tell you about this secret. I've yet to see a training on it that makes sense to us normal people, which is why I wanted to make a video on the matter. And I want to show you how blind both I am and we are as a whole to this secret world. You and I are both not immune to this secret. We sort of turn a blind eye to it because we haven't been trained in it yet. And the neglect of the secret world means the betrayal of our sense of self and our complete and total sense of powerlessness. Now, these are big things to say, and I'm going to say something bold here. Until you know how to talk about and articulate the secret that I speak of, you can't live in power yourself. And that's a brash statement. And I'm not talking about limiting beliefs or the unconscious mind. I'm talking about something else. So if I do my job right, this video in essence holds the key to you living in your fullest, strongest, yes, most vulnerable, happy power. Now, to illustrate this secret world, I'm going to use an example that impacts many celebrities and people in the spotlight, and one that creates a lot of pain: haters. And I'm going to introduce the secret world I'm talking about in the context of haters. So without further ado, what is this great secret? Well, that secret is the world of subtle energetics. Have you ever heard of subtle energetics? They run your life whether you know it or not. Now, don't confuse subtle with not powerful. These subtle energetics control your behavior if you don't recognize them. Subtle energetics are very, very real. They're within the unconscious mind, in the emotional brain. They are the subtle feelings that cause very weird behavior if gone unchecked. They are feelings, but they aren't quite as loud as big feelings. They are more sneaky. Subtle energetics. Sneaky feelings. Like, why am I feeling this way and where is it coming from? Because of sneaky feelings. Very subtle energies with tons and tons of power. Now, if you don't take time to learn the subtle energies, aka sneaky feelings, they treat you like an invisible bully on the playground that you can't see that's bossing you around. And you start doing all sorts of things that make yourself unhappy. Now, most people try and get away from them as quickly as possible because of how uncomfortable they are to feel. But the resistance to feeling creates a ton of pain. If you turn towards a feeling instead of run away, you turn towards the feeling and ask for more of it, you'll feel it and it'll begin to pass. A sneaky feeling that's felt can pass. Now, is there something that you're avoiding feeling right now? Is there something that you're avoiding feeling right now? Turn towards it and ask to feel more of it. Now, if you never turn towards the subtle energetic, you'll continue to get caught in the pattern. But there's hope. Once you learn how they work and how to process them, you can start to feel yourself freeing from their grip. Now, often the fear of the feeling is greater than the feeling itself. Just turn and face and ask for more and then be patient. Give it a shot. Have you ever felt like not yourself? Like you're taking actions, but you don't like what you're doing? I do sometimes. It's wild. I call that getting owned by subtle energetics. Welcome to subtle energetics that impact your unconscious mind and then influence your behavior. This is scary stuff. This is waking up at 50 or 60 in a midlife crisis kind of scary stuff. And if you're someone who's famous or has a lot of people adoring, admiring, or worshiping you and also hating you, let me warn you of what can happen. The topic of haters is a deeply controversial topic with many people who have their opinions on how to handle it. And many people who have advice on how to handle the haters, they're just incomplete in their advice, which perpetuates the suffering, and it also shows us how lost we are as a human species as a whole when it comes to the world of the subtle. Much of the advice you hear on how to deal with haters creates separation or just creates more hate itself. This is painful to the human heart when it is designed to be happiest, when it is loving. This is painful to the human heart when your human heart is designed to be happiest, when it's loving. Now, recently on Facebook, a prominent businessman friend, Matt, he posted a Facebook status on how haters were starting to get to him. Here's what he said. Do haters get to you? Usually I laugh them off because it's clear that they just hate themselves. But for some reason, the last couple of weeks, they're in full force and it's getting to me. Then there are the people who don't have haters at all, and I'm wondering, am I just doing this all wrong? Or are the ones with no haters just not interacting with hater-type people? Or are they just not pushing as hard as me? Now you can reflect on this post and see there's genuine concern and some pain there. So here in this post, there are subtle energetics happening that are causing this man to doubt. But first, before we break into the post, let's see how people responded. You can see that people aren't really sure what to say. They're doing their best but can't speak to the subtle energetics happening for Matt. And before I get into the comments, which of these comments feel like the one you would want to say to Matt? Which of these comments can you identify with? Because based on how you want to reply, you can see where you're at. So let's get started. The first reply said, "Oh, hey, when I charge more, that's what weeds out the haters." To which Matt said, "Yeah, I've done that." Now in this example, the actual energetics are not being addressed. The issue's not solved yet. Matt is feeling impacted by the haters. Based on his reply, you can see he doesn't need pricing advice. Many other people were saying how they appreciate him, and yet the energetics were still not addressed because 1,000,000 people can appreciate, a few can hate, and still the few really get to us. Why? Let's keep exploring. Another post said, "If haters can't see past their own small-minded bullshit, then fuck them." Energetics not addressed. Separation created here and hate used against hate, and that causes our subtle energetic bodies pain. Another man said that the haters will trigger you because what they say is the truth. To which my friend said, well, some is true, but others are just assholes. Energetics yet again not addressed. So what is Matt needing? He's getting advice, he's getting encouragement, he's getting support, but yet nothing is landing for him. His subtle energetics have not been spoken to yet. Now keep in mind, these are very smart, very competent people that are just not sure how to address the subtle energetic world. Thus, they are not really giving Matt what he needs. So intelligence here is not the issue. Knowing the subtle energetic world is the key. So how do we know when the energetic world has been spoken to and addressed? Well, in my experience, there's a deep sense of completion when the expression of the energetic is fully articulated. You feel the completion inside of you versus separation from the issue. Here's another reply. Hey, this happens to us all. It's the dumbasses that are lazy and don't work that complain. Again, another energetic not addressed, separation and hate used here. Taylor Swift even wrote a song about haters, hating and saying to shake it off. But is that really what makes you feel better? Do you feel better shaking it off? Or if you're honest with yourself, does the part of you that wants everyone to be happy feel sad? Yeah, and not to mention Taylor Swift is creating separation in her song, which is another form of pain to our subtle energetic body. So why does it work then? Why does Shake It Off have over 2 billion views on YouTube? Because shaking it off feels like it feels better than dealing with the subtle energies, but it doesn't make you feel better, you feel less, which feels better than feeling pain. Even Taylor Swift is trying her best with the world of subtle energetics, but I imagine hasn't had anyone to teach her about this. Another reply to Matt said, hey, you have your tribe, screw the rest. Again, energetics not addressed. Matt is still feeling hurt, even if he has his tribe, and separation was created here, and even worse, if you hide in your tribe, you may miss the chance to process what you need to become a more loving individual. Another said, use haters for fuel. Again, not addressed. Or my favorite comment that got a laugh out of me was, I eat haters for breakfast, then I play golf. Do you see how much separation, hate, and making smaller than was used here? Can we make loving people cool again? Since when did hating people who could hate the person the most get the most respect? Oh, I dished you more, I get more respect. No, can we make loving people cool again? These comments went on for about 60 in total, many just not landing for Matt. Now here's the thing, and part of the problem I see, we live in a time where we are evolving as a species, where at some time ago in the past, our brains were developed to a point where these responses did work for us. In the past, when our brains were not as developed, separation wasn't as painful, but our brains are evolving. We're feeling more connected to others than ever, and simultaneously, we can feel when something is off. If you think about how we are evolving, you can see that we aren't burning people at the stake or sentencing people to public deaths. We're growing more and more compassionate as a species as a whole, which is why the concept of haters can be so painful. We feel their impact of their hate on us. And also because deep down, we want that person who is hating us to be happy as well. No matter how much you fight it, you are so loving deep down that you want happiness for all. Can we please make loving people cool again? So finally, after 60 comments, I decided to share my experience on this matter, addressing the subtle energetics of why haters hurt so much. Here's what I told my friend Matt, modified slightly for this video. Matt, no amount of advice here is going to help you feel better. The key here is that any parts of your psyche that may still be feeling worthless, insignificant, or inadequate will be small cracks where the comments of hate will sneak in. But in the end, once everything is processed, your heart can't be broken. It's indestructible, and there's only happiness and laughter when you realize the power of your heart after things are processed. Now, Matt commented, sage advice and thanks, brother. So where does that leave you? If you have haters, if haters are getting to you, that's for you to process that energy until it passes. And then once it's gone and the fog has lifted, you'll find peace in your heart without needing separation. Welcome to the world of subtle energetics. It's incredible. You see that many people in this thread are still trying to rationalize haters. But we know that that doesn't make us feel better. It just makes us dissociate from feeling, which means we distance ourselves from feeling. As feeling creatures, we want to feel fully and feel better. And to do that, we need to understand how subtle energies work. They run your life whether you know it or not. So why do haters hurt us so much? Well, if you're deeply honest with yourself and very vulnerable with yourself, you might need to admit and say something like this. Hater, I'd believe that I'm worthless if you told me I was. I'd believe that I'm insignificant if you told me I was. I'd believe that I'm inadequate if you told me I was. And now if any part of your psyche buys in or believes or resonates to that, that's not you believing that. That's your core wounding, your wounds that can be healed, to which when they're healed, haters will lose their impact on you because of your feelings. And now you'll simply just feel the pain because you're wanting that person to be happy. Once everything is processed, only love exists, but it has to be processed. If you don't have love in your heart right now, you still have things to process. So how do you process? Well, I'll leave that for another video. For now, you can take inventory of all the subtle energies keeping you from being happy by simply asking, what is keeping me from my birthright of feeling love and peace right now? What is keeping me from my birthright of feeling love and peace right now? Whatever comes up is yours to process. Whether it's haters or something a coworker said or something your intimate partner did to you, that's yours to process. And at the beginning of the video, I said I wanted you to be happy. The kind of happy that comes from facing yourself. This is the beginning of how you do that. Now, to really drive this point home, I wrote a song to remind us all of these things that we forget. Here it is. Subtle energetics, subtle energetics. Sneaky feelings running your life. Subtle energetics, subtle energetics. Sneaky feelings running your life. It's the boss you have within, you can't see him, only hear him when he speaks to you. The mind says go, but the boss says no. What are you to do? It's a tiny little nagging, you can feel it, but don't know how to make it stop. Moving in the background without sight or sound, you can't take action for long. Which way do you move? Subtle energetics, subtle energetics. Sneaky feelings running your life. Subtle energetics, subtle energetics. Sneaky feelings running your life. It's a hidden wrecking ball, you can't see it, only feel it when it bangs the wall. Where did it come from? Feelings can't be undone, you're left wondering. It's running the show, you can't fight it or deny it, it's got your soul on hold. It's the shadow of a demon, too afraid to see him. How do you fight what you don't know? How do you fight what you don't know? Subtle energetics, subtle energetics. Sneaky feelings running your life. Subtle energetics, subtle energetics. Sneaky feelings running your life. Why didn't anyone tell me no one knew the truth? Now I know. Just feel the pain. Oh, let it pass until you're sane. Subtle energetics, subtle energetics. Sneaky feelings running your life. Subtle energetics, subtle energetics. Sneaky feelings running your life. Damn. Everybody should know I love Anthony. Yep. What? Yeah. Who, yeah. I love Anthony Dubel mucho.